Right now, we live in a world where phones are really, really expensive. Not everyone can afford a $700 phone, and getting an unlocked device for a reasonable price can also be very expensive. One company that is looking to change that, however, is Alcatel OneTouch. Their latest flagship, the Idol 3, is an unlocked $250 smartphone that brings a lot to the table. Is it worth buying? Let's find out in our full review. I'm Ben with iTechTriad, and this is our video review of the Alcatel OneTouch Idol 3. Let's kick things off with the hardware. The Idol 3 is of course made of plastic, but I don't find that to be a bad thing in this case. The phone still has a great build and nothing about it makes me feel like I'm using a budget device. There's no creaking in the plastic, it's not glossy, and overall it feels pretty solid. One of my only gripes is that the back of the device, while it does look great, is very slippery. However, the sides of the phone provide a decent amount of grip, and the chrome accents give the phone a slightly more premium look. Another small gripe is that the button arrangement is pretty strange. The power button is in a strange place on the left side, and all the buttons in general are thin and not too easy to press. However, the Idol 3 makes up for this messed up in the power button by adding a double tap to wake feature. Moving forward, let's talk about the performance and software on the Idol 3. Powering this phone is an octa-core Snapdragon 615 processor paired with 2GB of RAM, and that provides a pretty good experience when combined with a near stock build of Android Lollipop. There are a few drop frames or moments where the phone will lag from time to time, but it's not all that common and it's extremely easy to look over. The software, as I mentioned, is essentially stock Android Lollipop, but with a few minor tweaks. There are a couple changes to icons, some of the onboard apps, and to the quick settings and lock screen, but overall this is exactly what you would expect from stock Android. Now, showing off that software is an awesome 5.5-inch 1080p IPS display. Now, this is easily the best display I've seen on a phone anywhere near this price range. It gets very bright and I never found myself needing more than 40 to 60% brightness in most situations. Flanking that display on the top and bottom of the device are front-facing stereo speakers powered by JBL. While these speakers aren't the best on the market, they definitely get the job done, and including them on a device this inexpensive is great. The speakers get plenty loud, but they lack richness in their sound. Here's a quick comparison of the sound on the Idol 3 as compared to the speakers on the Nexus 6.
Still don't know how you do it.
Smell the silent judgment. Please, start by all means. Never one to shrink from an honest challenge. Get after it. Here we go. It's physics.
Physics.
Right, so if I lift it, I then rule Asgard?
Yes, of course.
I will be reinstituting prima nocta. Be right back.
Are you even pulling?
Are you on my team?
Just represent, pull.
All right, let's go.
Now, on a side note to those speakers, the Idol 3 comes with a set of JBL earbuds, which when combined with some special software tweaks on the Idol 3 provides a great listening experience. Now, as for the cameras, we've got a 13 megapixel camera on the back and an 8 megapixel camera on the front. The 13 megapixel rear camera is a Sony sensor, and it is a surprisingly great camera that can beat out the cameras on smartphones almost twice its cost. Now, it's easily compared with the camera on the Nexus 6, failing only in trouble with exposure and contrast. However, for the price tag, I cannot complain about this camera. Last but not least, let's talk about the battery life. The Idol 3 has a 2910 mAh battery inside that easily powers through a day, if not a little bit into the next one. In my somewhat limited testing, I found that the battery would get me through a day of moderate use with anywhere between 25% and 35% of battery left over. Standby time is also pretty great. Now, one last note about the Idol 3 is that it is reversible. The entire phone is designed to be symmetrical, which means that when you pick it up either on the right side up or upside down, you'll be able to hear your calls and the entire display will flip over depending on the orientation. Now, this feature isn't particularly amazing, but it certainly has its applications. So in the end, the Alcatel OneTouch Idol 3 brings a great display, front-facing speakers, good performance, and decent cameras, all for just $249. So when you think about it, it's pretty incredible that this phone could be so cheap. It's even more incredible when you think about how many flagships can say they have front-facing speakers, good cameras, a solid build, and a battery that can easily make it through the day. When you add this all up, you get what is potentially one of the best deals you can get on an unlocked Android smartphone today. The Idol 3 is available directly from Alcatel OneTouch and from Amazon for just $249 unlocked if you pre-order now. The full retail price will end up being $279 when the phone releases at the end of May. There are links in the description to pre-order the device. Now if you want to learn more about the Idol 3, check out our written review, which is linked down in the description below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the near future. You can also support our channel on Patreon at the link in the description. As always, thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.